Before turning to the panelists, I have the job of explaining why we need to go through this process and why Indian Police Foundation has decided to enter into advocacy with state and central police organizations to go through a process of setting a vision. No vision will be set today. We are only discussing whether we need a vision, and if at all we need a vision, how do we go about it? As one said on quote, vision without action is a dream. Action without a vision is a pass of time. Vision and action changes the world. You need vision and action both. The question is, have we missed on vision though we have been acting? It's a question for us to think over. How is that? For 200 years we have done so many things, and the allegations against the Indian police remain unchanged. If you see writings about the Indian police in 1820s, as well documented in the Madras Police Commission report, it says precisely the same thing. Inability or unwillingness to collect evidence under the law, partisan behavior, use of coercive method, torture, lack of professionalism, lack of integrity. This is what the Madras Police Commission said. And so to get rid of that, you unveiled with band Baja the new police system in 1861, the new professional police force. And John Beams writes after 3 years that the Daroga suddenly understood that he can function under old ways in the new system. So nothing changed. 1902, fast forward, Police Commission said that yes, we had a professional police force. We expected these things to change, but nothing has changed. Then came 1947 independence, and by the time you reach 1977-79, the NPC said no, things have not changed. We now need to do ABC. Not that ABC have not been done, but things are not changing. And of course 2006 you had the landmark judgment of the Supreme Court. Is it that we are doing many things but lack a vision? Now since it's getting little abstract, let me come to a concrete example. Let's take another police force which has worked with a vision. And I have a little bit of an exposure with the British police, spent some time seeing them. And they have a clear philosophy. And that philosophy is they provide policing with consent. So they say it's part of a social contract. Society in trust has given me certain powers. I must exercise these powers in trust, and so long as I have the consent of society, I have legitimacy and I will provide policing. As soon as you tell this to an Indian police officer, he will start saying two things. One is that they have higher resources. Not true. No police force in this world has too many resources. Resources are always limited. Second is you would say, no, they do not have these challenges that we face. So I thought I'll list out 3 challenges that they have faced in recent times. The first was in 1999, the Stephen Lawrence inquiry, which accused the London Metropolitan Police Scotland Yard of institutionalized racism. All police leaders were shaken. What do? We thought the public is with us. Now there is a significant section of people who think that we are grossly partisan. We are a police force for the white majority. What do? And their model of policing with consent was challenged. Second example, July 7 bombing, British soil, British citizens, suicide bombing. They had dealt with IRA. Now they are dealing with grandfather of IRA, suicide bombing. Their own citizens committing suicide bombing on metro, on London Underground. That time, I thought that these guys will now change. Their laid-back attitude, straight-jacketed approach has to change. They have to get unorthodox. They have to get far more aggressive with arrest, search, seizure. There will be allegations of false accusations, implications. Increasing use of armed police, and things will get controversial. Those days I was conducting some training program as a PhD student for the Association of Chief Police Officer, Terrorism and Related Affairs Committee. I was training police officers, specialist police officers who would interrogate, as they call interview, terror suspects. You'll be surprised what was their biggest challenge. You just can't guess what was bothering them most. What was bothering them? That the Terrorism Act said you can interview a suspect without the presence of a solicitor. That was bothering them. They said since 1984, we don't talk to a suspect unless his lawyer is present. Because we want community support. We want consent. We don't want to be questioned. We want a solicitor to be present so that we take a voluntary statement and nobody questions us. And behold, they got over that phase of terrorism with intelligence, with investigation, not by violating their core philosophy. That core philosophy was again challenged in 2011 when they had 5 days of riot in London. Massive looting and, arson. So I used to tell some of them, now you need to import long lathis from Delhi, if not one armed battalion to beat up these guys. But they did not change their model of use of force. They still remain unarmed because that is their core philosophy. Now, what happens when you do not have a philosophy? And more so, that philosophy in UK is shared by society, by the political class, by the media, by the civil society, by everybody. Suppose you do not have a philosophy and you keep doing. Two things can happen. First thing is, everything that you do will be contested. Questioned by victim, questioned by accused, questioned within the police, serving officer, retired officers, people coming on television saying various things. This police should have done, that should not have happened. It goes on. And then you have the political class, police will become part of political football. Then, as David Welly wrote, judiciary will go to endless lengths to find acts of impropriety by the police. So this will continue. This is the first problem that you face. The second problem is, when you initiate a reform, core recommendations of NPC, New Police Act, Police Establishment Board, appointment of police chief, police complaints authority, everything will be subverted. And you will not reach your destination. You do not have a philosophy. That's why I read this line, action without vision just passes the time. And we have passed time. There is no vision. You will take a lot of short journeys in this direction, that direction, but not reach any destination. What is your destination? What have you achieved? So the idea was that the IPF should start an advocacy and create a shared vision so that people generally understand this is the direction in which we should go. This kind of recrimination and obduracy must end so that we make some headway relating to a new police system. So that's the context in which we have embarked on this new advocacy, a new mission.